Top morning, laddies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Him that I thought of since yesterday. So, it's been in a workshop since for 5 days. So, and the disclaimer before we jump right into it. No, I am not like I'm not sick. It's just sometimes there's like, I have to wake up or I didn't have too much coffee, so yeah. I have a dry throat, that's all I have. Whoever commented in the last video, like, random custom cards, nerds, you said in that custom card, dude, you need to go to a hospital thing. Well, I'm not sick. It's just I have just a dry cough, that's all. So now, without further ado, let's jump right into this what if. So, this is called What If Izumi, not Zuku, Izumi was a doomsday. So, I was thinking to myself the other day, or during the 5 days, after watching or should I say, the what if doomsday stuff, like what if Zuko became doomsday one-shot thing, I decided to make his sister into a monster. Like, so let's begin. And plus, I need a drink after this what if. So, yeah. So, I am making Zuko the original Doomsday, or technically I will be giving all the Doomsdays his powers, not his memories, his powers to Zuko. Plus, Zuko is the evolved form of Doomsday, so it's just what I mean by that is basically Zuko has infinity and zero. So he's infinity or infinite zero doomsday, basically. So I almost did like going the same route as, what are those things called? Not parademon. Yeah, it was like Doom Demons, I think. I need to look that up. DC Comics, not Red Lanterns. Doom. Can't spell demon, so it's hard for me. Is it spelled with an O? There's Doomsday, and then used with, I can't spell pair. O. I can't spell it, so it's hard for me. So I could always say it into my phone. So DC Comics parademons become Doomsday.
According to DC Anime.
No. These guys right here. So yeah, I was going to go down that route, but yeah. So, without further ado, let's jump right into this what if. And yes, I will, this is just going to be a disclaimer, I will have to skip all the way to certain parts. And yes, it will be similar to the someone else's what if, the one-shot thing. So, let's begin. Zuko and Izumi been born. And yes, Zuko is, in this alternate timeline, is born as a human, but with, like, Doomsday's powers. So basically, he can become Doomsday himself if he wants to. At will. Not just puts him in the lab and have, like, no moves tearing him apart thing. So, let's begin. So then at age 3, Izumi hangs out with Bakugo, and Bakugo confessed his feelings for her, that she doesn't need to, like, change anything about her. She's perfect in any way. And he actually did kiss her on the lips, as that made her kind of blushing face, as she can't believe that her own friend, or should I say she actually met him at age of 2, so, but this is the kind of new who for her to kind of going a little bit faster than what she wants. So then at age of 3, things got different. So what I mean by that is basically Zuko and Izumi, or so Inko takes Zuko and Izumi to the court doctor, as the court doctor tells Zuko, or actually told both of them, that they have quirks. Or actually, you know how, like, in the other what ifs, or old what ifs, usually it stays the same, but in this instance it was reversed. Zuko has a quirk, flaming manipulation quirk. Just in this what if, so they switched, so I switched it, only in this what if. So, the quirk doctor looks at Zuko and tells him that he has a quirk. And he turns to Izumi and tells her that she doesn't have a quirk, and yeah. But then he went online and he found something in her DNA that she was a perfect candidate. So then he pulls a gun out and shoots. First was Zumi, or no, not Zumi, Inko, I meant Inko first, and then shot the Zuku second, and yeah, and you know the drill. He basically kidnaps Zumi and, like, basically turned her into a doomsday creature thing. The female version. So, I am not going to get into details of it because that will probably take more time. So, but let's switch over to Zuku and Inko. As when they got disposed into like on the street, or not on the street, in the hallway away from, as Zuku got up first one, he looks over, and what he did, I didn't tell you, he actually saved his own mother from dying, too. So he used his own he transferred his copy of immortality to Inko, so she came back, like, with her, as she's like, ow, my head hurts. Yeah. As they both get up. As they, Zumi doesn't even know that they're still alive. As a time skip to so basically, Zumi did kill the Quark Doctor and destroyed the entire lab, and of course, All for One releases her into the as the him so then basically Zuku and Zumi, Inko and Zuku was at home as he feels like that something's gonna go wrong, and his predictions were correct. As on the news says, breaking news! There's this monster that's rampaging through the entire city. The pro heroes can't take on this creature. Military tries to, basically, and they failed. As Zumi or Inko knows that fight fire with fire, so go ahead and as Zuku, he's like, as Inko says, I know that you have the same genetics as the Doomsday, but that's why I'm trusting you. Make her come back to us. Yeah. So he steps out of the front door, walks downstairs, as he transforms into a monster. So he runs, or he jumps, he's like a Hulk. You know that movie, I think Incredible Hulk, or Hulk one, where he's just running and jumping around? Well, Zuko found where they were at as the Izumi was rampaging, killing everybody. As she's about to kill All Might, but out of nowhere, another roar as comes out of nowhere and tackles her through 5 buildings, or 5 already destroyed buildings. Boom, boom. As there's 2 of these things, as the news reporter says, there's 2 of these things. But why is this one helping us? As Zuko uses his human voice, as he tells Izumi that, Izumi, are you still in there? As Izumi looks in, as she sees, she didn't kill Bakugo because, yeah, she had such a deep love for him, but she didn't realize. So, because her rampage is in control, that's what I'm afraid of. As he runs towards her, as he roars, as he doesn't tell her that, or actually, he does tell her that he tells her that Zuko, or actually, this is what he said: your brother is still alive. Little sister, as he says, as Izumi, he's rampage. And when her eyes cleared of what she has done, she looked at him as she had tears coming down her face, as she knew it was true. As she wanted All for One to die, not the entire city to die. As Zuko, who knows what quirks that got placed into Zumi's body. Honey, can I take all that pain away from you, sister? As Izumi, she says, sure. And do me a favor? Sure. Can you kill All for One for me? Because he's the one that, as she's trying to, because she doesn't know how to control herself properly, but the only people that do know, or is how to control it, is her own brother. That's it. Her brother says, let me take away all that pain away. Ezuku puts his hand on Zumi's shoulder and took away the rampage part. Like anger and sadness and all that stuff. All the negative emotions. As now she has, and because of evolution quirk that was given to her with all the quirks built in, Zuko just straight up changed her, or changed it to like her actually having the quirks. You feel better? Yeah, thanks, brother. As he gives her a high five. No. Oh. And All for One's clapping in the background. As he's like, good job. Now. Oh. As Zuko turns and looks at him. And man, he was fast as he slams All for One against a already destroyed building. He tells him that you done this as to my little sister. Now it's time for you to die. As he's strangling All for One. And All for One had that stupid mask on, but Zuko just pop goes a weasel. Or, yeah. Like, you know how, like, anything? Yeah. So Zuko calms himself down as he turns off his power, or his transformation. And Izumi is like, it's good to... There's one thing about having that kind of power. Our little sister. And that would be... you're immortal. You only die once and you come back. And they can't do the same move on you twice. So, like, basically, how I got shot in the head thing. And Izumi she's kind of sad. And she's, like, blaming herself for killing all the people, or almost all of the people. But she didn't know that all those people that she slaughtered were just mannequins. Zuko just switched it out they basically switched real people with fake people so that and Zuko tells her, you didn't kill anybody, actually. Come here. As she walks, or she gets up, or Zuko walks over, grabs a mannequin doll or like the store-bought brand, you know, those dolls that are usually put clothes on it and like, yeah. So, no, I am not doing Maximal. Because that's what someone's user name it was. So, mannequin doll. So, like these ones. But with like posable body parts. Things. As he says, see? Well, as All Might looks over and sees that, oh, how did you do that? As Zumi and everybody just turns and looks at Zuko and how they're like, how did you do that? It's because of my power. I'm not just a normal Nomu or Doomsday. I'm the Infinity Zero Doomsday. So, yeah. And plus, in my domain, I chose to switch real life people with mannequins. So yeah. So then except for All for One. And All for One as All Might can't believe that all those people that got killed were just mannequins. Can you bring them all back? Sure. As he snaps his fingers and everybody came right back. As All Might ain't like, you need to teach how do you feel as All Might says, how do you feel about joining UA, both of you? As both Zuko and Izumi looked at each other and they're like, because they are of age, like 15. So, yeah. So Zuko's glad. As he says, sure, I'll join. And plus teaching my sister how to control her powers, sure. Okay, that's really cool. And plus, Zuko and Zumi says, and by the way, All Might, you're actually our favorite idol, so this is a pretty big opportunity. Yeah, I agree. So then Zumi decides to, tell Zuko that, and it's like, man, is our mother okay? Yeah. Before the quirk doctor, I still need to make sure he pays what he did. Oh, Azumi Haynes' face turned the brightest red as he's like, well, I kind of killed him. Huh. As Zuko walks up to Zumi, hey, little sister, I know that you're basically saying that, but as he hugs his own sister, as he says, I'm so proud of you. Oh. And Zumi says, I feel like I'm disappointed in myself. Oh, don't worry about it. It's when being the doomsday is like, it always makes you feel like that. And like every person treat everyone as a egg, like basically a. Really? Yeah. We can live a way longer life than an average human can. And plus, we'll teach you now how to transform back and forth. So Zuko does. When they just only thing that you have to do is just to relax. Okay. Is that all? Yes. As she relaxes herself, as she went from this, as the spikes and extra plates went back to herself. Like, she opens her eyes as she sees her human hands, but because of it's her first time transforming back from doomsday into human, she kind of was. It's like how werewolves are, or from Patricia Briggs thing. She's basically, it was her first time. As Zuko says, it's your first time. Him. But I'll teach you how to, like, and don't worry. As she walks in, as she's trying to, as she knows that, as Zuko did tell his mother before her that she's, as Inko tells Zuko, like, hey, hold on, just one. What? Enough. Sorry. Hey, if you guys hear the background of dogs barking, yeah, so basically, Zuko taught Zumi how to to learn how to control her brand new quirks. And Zuko did evolve her quirk into her powers. So she doesn't need to go get angry and start rampaging randomly. So, yeah. So then Bakugo, who was walking home, but for a first time, or not first time, but one time he actually saw Zumi naked, basically. And yeah, as his face becomes all blushed, like, as he hides himself before. So, yeah. So then a time skip. So they do join UA, and I'm skipping all the way to the overhaul segment, and during that time, Bakugo and Zumi are very close to each other's. Like, no one can take her away from him. So Todoroki tried to, do that, but the Bakugo's just she's my girlfriend, and all that stuff. Yeah. But yeah. So Zuko does basically teach her how to control her actions, things. And she's getting better and better on, like, controlling herself. Like, she's basically the female version of Doomsday, so, yeah. And Zuko is the infinity, like, basically kind of destruction Doomsday. Yeah. Version. So he trains her, or not trains her, teaches her how to control herself. And she's glad that she has an expert on it. So, yeah. In the last couple videos, I did basically a what if, like, Deku had the powers of infinity thing. In that video, I said that Izumi, like, basically grabbed Zuku's arm, and she loves him. Yeah, and she also turned Bakugo into her boyfriend thing, or into her husband, and yeah. So, yeah, then Zuko was in that video. I also said that everyone in that video, basically I was talking about this one in this video. So, yeah, so, and plus, so Ochako, so, it is Ochako. So, yeah. So Ochako and Zuko were dating during the same time as, like, Bakugo and Izumi. So yeah, it's like the Beauty and the Beast kind. So, yeah. And she did not care if he was a doomsday monster. But she does care about... She is similar to what Bakugo goes through. Like, basically no other girl could ask him out. Because, yeah, Momo tries to ask him out, and Ochako just like, no, he's my boyfriend and all that stuff. So they both got married, or so, at age of 18. So Ochako got married to Zuko, and so Izumi got married to Bakugo. And, yeah, things gone crazy. So basically, Izumi gave birth to the humanoid doomsdays, like, basically, that have human or I can't even say it, human intellect, basically smarter than Doomsday. Yeah. And that girl right there that I keep showing over and over again in this alternate universe, she is the daughter of Izumi and Bakugo. And she does have similar powers to her mother, but she also has a quirk of explosion, so she can explosions. She has immortals explosions. What it means is basically she basically she doesn't need to sweat to create like explosions things or sweat out nitroglycerin. So Zuko was or no. So yeah. And then we got like when Ochako gave birth to like to her own kids, she didn't give birth to one. Do you remember earlier today that I did like parademons things? Like these guys? Well, where is it? They gave... I'm trying to find a good image. Because all this is too dark thing. So, parademons... I'll just use parademons things. Yeah. So, yeah. Stuff like that. I'm just going to use the parademons things. So, but they look like thing, like doomsday ones. That like killed almost the entire thing. So like all these parademons that you see, they were like small as when they were born, they were size of like little marbles. And yeah, there was not just there was not just one. There was about 1,500 of them inside Ochako's body. Yeah, and it was time. So yeah, she gave birth to 1,500 kids. And they're not just like brain dead kind. They're more of a similar to what I said about like Izumi, his kids. But they are like the opposites. But instead of like, I don't know how I did that. Instead of Zuko and was much more appealing, I think. Yeah. There it is. I see probably better. Yeah. So, yeah. How long has this video been? Let's see. Okay, that's good. So yeah, so parademons or paradoomsday thing or whatever you wanted to call them, paradooms were actually, they love their father. They love their mother too. And they respect each other's. I know you're probably like flying towards a keyboard and typing up. Well, they they don't listen to humans and all that stuff. Well, but in this alternate universe, they are like completely opposite. So yeah. So instead of like tearing wings off of like people that have flying quirks or killing people, they actually do something opposite. What I mean by that is basically what I mean by opposite is basically the equivalent of like every time if because in at the end of this what if thing storyline, I created a new monster thing that was about to. He's going on a rampage. And yeah, and he summons his monsters from the ground as everybody was like, oh boy. As Zuko says, because Zuko was a pro hero and he roars so loud, as every paradooms, sorry, heard that, and they all start, or his own kids start flying in, and like, they know what's gonna go down as they start fighting all those monsters, as Doomsday Zuko and Doomsday Izumi went into battle with the villain known as like the Destroyer of Darkness, as they both like come in and as they both slam their fists against his face. Azumi says, or actually Zuko had a plan. As Zuko grabs the leg of the let's rock and roll, as he throws the guy. I think this, and Zuko just like, as the villain's like, I will not die of this stupid planet. Bzz. Oh, really? As Zuko used his own powers, his own version of powers, as he absorbs the Omega beams things, as he says, now, right, sister? Yep. As his kid brought her flying up, lifting her up into the air, and basically Zuko comes in and basically sends the destroyer back. Boom! And both Zuko's kid, named Zuko Jr., yeah, and the Zumi worked hand in hand, and all the parademons paradooms just straight up killed all the monsters, and they all kicks, yeah, as all of them know how to use the blast. So Zuko says, oh, you're not, as basically both of them were in like a blast thing, as his own kids hens agree with him, as they all join in, as the destroyer of the darkness disappeared, like got obliterated. And as the core of it fell to the earth, it was like a human heart. And Zuko picks it up. This is your weakness, huh? As he crushes the core. Yeah. So that as one of the kids says, "Can I try killing the core?" Sure. Knock yourself out with it. Or not really, but as he crushes it, and all the dark matter disappears. Ezuku was, as he says, good boys and girls. Because most of them are girls and most of them are boys. With all those kids, man, he doesn't, or I even don't know what he goes through, what he thinks every day. Because, yeah. So, now, and so Izumi is glad that and she always had, as she's trying to itch, there's basically an itch on her back that she can't even, reach. As he basically asked one of her kids to, itch and name, as she understands, or one of their kids understands, as she lifts her shirt up, as there's a little, bug nuclear device on her back that keeps bothering her, as she's like, oh boy, what? There's a nuclear bomb strapped to her back. That's really hard for you to itch. As Zuko grabs the nuclear bomb, rips it off of her, as it was just like a tickle, to her, because it would been it's like a tickle to doomsday if you rip something off. So, and he crushes or as it says, 1 minute remaining. Ezuku, who knows how to throw things, as a parademon says, or grabs it out of his hand and flies up, as he starts throwing it, as a kaboom, as explosion happened, as the parademon that threw it still survives, and so if you guys want me to do a what if Deku had the Doomsday as a brother, let me know in the comments below, because I'm thinking about adding more of these Zoomy what ifs, or anything that's in between. Whatever comes to my head first. So, yeah. So if you guys want me to do more of these what ifs things, I'll be happily to make them. So, peace out, Cub Scouts, and have a good night or day. Depends on the time zones. And now I'm going to go grab a drink. So, peace.